Hey, how did it go? How many positive and negative outcomes did you manage to find? In this video, we are going to identify some of the more important outcomes in the 6 different categories of the framework. Do you remember what these are? Here they go again for you. The development of the self, emotional development, social development, moral development, cognitive development, and life and professional skills. Let's review them briefly one by one. If you want to learn more, please download the study guide. First up, the development of the self. The self can be generally described as an understanding of what it means to be you, and the beliefs that we have about ourselves. Research shows that when sport is delivered in an appropriate way, it can give children a positive sense of identity, a good dose of global self-worth, self-confidence, and a sense of hope and life purpose. Of course, the reverse of this coin is possible too. When sport is not delivered appropriately, it can have an opposite effect like lower self-worth and self-confidence, negative identities, and a sense of hopelessness. But don't worry, we will see later how can we try to avoid this. Next on the list, emotional development. Emotional development includes an awareness of oneself and others, particularly around the identification, understanding, and management of emotions and feelings. At the end of the day, we want our children and young people to become adults who are emotionally stable and healthy, don't we? Sport is a great place for personal growth. Some of the positive outcomes that researchers have identified include increased overall emotional well-being, emotional literacy, and emotional control. Same as before though, sport is a double-edged sword. On certain occasions, it can lead to the development of negative emotions or decrease children's ability to control them. All of these may also have an impact on the overall emotional well-being of the child. How are we doing so far? Does it all make sense? Good. Another area of potential growth is social development. This is about the ability of the child to relate to others, to form positive relationships, and to understand and adopt positive social norms. Social development allows children to function in society. Well, there is no question that sport is a social activity. Even individual sports require interaction with others. Taking part in sport is naturally an environment in which social development may happen. Some of the most common areas identified in previous research include a sense of belonging, interpersonal skills, cooperation skills, and social capital. For the most part, sport can be a very effective tool for positive social development. However, there are also some potential negative outcomes. For example, the formation of cliques, potential bullying situations between teammates, and for young emerging athletes, social isolation because of the time they dedicate to sport. The next area we're going to look at is moral development. It can be defined as the capacity of the individual for moral thinking and behavior. For instance, a sense of right and wrong, the capacity to respect others, and the comprehension and acceptance of the rule of society. This is a key area. The 2 main moral outcomes of sport include learning to respect oneself, others, and the rules of the game, and an increased capacity for moral thinking and decision-making. In other words, learning not to cheat or hurt others in any way. Unfortunately, sport can also have a negative effect in this area. Especially as children grow older, things like cheating, aggression, doping, and substance abuse like drinking or smoking have all been reported in different studies. Coaches and parents must keep a very close eye on all of this. Another significant growth area linked to sport is cognitive development. In the context of children's sport, we can see it as the ability of the child to take in, process and produce information. The benefits of sport at this level have been proven time and again by research, and they include enhanced learning ability and academic performance, greater capacity for decision making, and a marked improvement in their communication skills. Finally, there is a set of skills that are difficult to categorize into any of the 5 previous areas. Most of them fall into what has been named as life or professional skills, and they include the work ethic, an increased self-reliance and self-responsibility, goal-setting skills, strong time management and self-organizational ability, and a fierce competitiveness. In conclusion, we have seen that psychosocial development in and through sport is a real possibility. We have given you some of the most common examples, but you might be able to identify a few more, maybe from your personal experience, as an athlete, as a coach, or as a parent. Right, so now let's go to the next video. On it, we will have a look at the conditions of the environment and the other behaviors that can make most of this happen. See you soon!